All right, so I'm going to be adding another deck to my comparative tarot card review. So I want to introduce you to the Quantum Tarot deck. I have not worked very much with this deck, but I would like to in the future. And I really appreciate that it goes into scientific principles to help understand the energies behind the different tarot cards. So today I'm going to be reviewing the 5 previous major arcana cards that we've looked at, look at them in terms of the quantum deck, and then as I move forward, I will also include the quantum tarot card in the comparative analysis of the decks. So if you recall, the Fool is the 0 card. He is the potential of going along this spiritual journey of awakening that is the tarot card deck in alignment through the major arcana cards. So the Fool here in this deck represents the Big Bang. So the beginning of our universe. It's this like fresh energy, this raw potential that is very aware and conscious and new and raw and doesn't know the difference between right and wrong or even to fear consequences because the Fool and the Big Bang have no experience. So that is the Fool card for this deck. Then we move into the Magician archetype. So the Magician is represented as the electromagnetic field. So the gamma rays, the X-rays, the ultraviolet rays, all of those things are symbolic of the energy spectrum. And what the Magician has the ability to do is turn these energies into matter. So the Magician is the creative principle that shifts thought into matter. And when that happens, we are using the Magician archetype. Next, we have the High Priestess. So I don't know if you've noticed yet, but I feel this card brings it to attention for me, is that this deck is combining the more traditional outlines of like what the High Priestess would look like from the other decks. So here you can see her crown. But then it's also superimposed with these photos of outer space. So we're seeing these celestial energetic bodies that are outer space to kind of add in that quantum element. So the High Priestess represents the weak force in science. So the weak force is when particles decay. And the process of particle decay is something that is it never happens in exactly the same way. It's something that we don't really understand very well. So it matches up with that element of mystery, of uncertainty, of secrecy that the High Priestess represents. Now, interestingly, when the particles break apart, they don't actually die or totally disappear. They just become lighter and they transform into another maybe like frequency or energy or something that, anyway, it's just a process that we don't really understand. So again, it has that mystery behind it, like the High Priestess. The next card is the Empress. So the Empress in this deck is symbolized through the scientific principle of gravity. So as you can see in this image, the Empress is definitely pregnant. So that connects with gravity because the book mentions that everything in Earth, actually on Earth, or all the objects, we all have either a gravitational pull or push from them. And at the highest level, if there's a strong attraction, then there will be pregnancy or there will be reproduction. So that's why the Empress represents this fertility. She represents that there is maybe a project that needs to be nurtured in this fertile process of this high level of optimal attraction. Then the next card is the Emperor. So where the Empress is that feminine, kind of motherly energy, the Emperor is more the masculine energy. He is symbolic of the strong force. So the strong force is what holds particles together, and it's only because of this strong force that we have matter, that we have planets, that we have our whole universe. So the strong force is very much the conscious mind, the strategic planning ego that is consciously placing the effort to create, to sustain, to implement. So that masculine type of energy is the Emperor. In Freudian terms, the Emperor would be the super ego. So yeah. All right, so I hope that was a nice little review for you of the cards that we've been looking at so far. You can kind of see how the different decks shift the focus of how they are interpreting the cards. I hope you enjoy the addition of the Quantum Tarot. I know I'm really excited about it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to answer them. All right, bye.